Welcome to Grace. Never heard of her. I'm Gina.
And I'm Maddie. We're two moms, two friends, two overstimulated women navigating motherhood, new identities, and careers, all while challenging society's expectations and redefining what it means to do it all.
Because Grace, well, never heard of her, but word is she's worth getting to know.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. If you're tuning in for the very first time, we're so glad you're here. Maddie and I are two neighbors turned long-distance friends catching up on the mic. We've spent the last few months having guests join us, but today we're being nostalgic and tapping back into our roots. Maddie, summer is looming and the pressure is already real. How are we doing?
Time is a thief. I am currently preparing for Zoe's preschool graduation.
That's insane.
I know. We just attended her kindergarten orientation, and I'm quickly realizing that this is her last summer in school. She will soon have all of her summers off.
Wow. And isn't it crazy how we've been waiting for this moment so long, and now that it's here, it's like, wait a minute, but
It is.
But
You're so right. It's such a double-edged sword because on the one hand, I'm like, oh, what a privilege daycare is that you have set hours from maybe 7:30 to 5:30, and that's just the schedule all year round.
yeah.
Where this is a big shock to my system that she is going to get out at 2:15.
That's like, I'm just getting started at
Yes.
work.
Yes. 2:15, and all of the after-school programs have wait lists.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, of course.
How do they have wait lists? They need to make enough space for kids.
More programs. Yeah, it's insane. I have her on a wait list, but then I also got her into a program at the Y.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which I don't love that they bus from school to the Y and then they bus from the Y to the actual after-school Y program.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. I think it's because they're combining a couple schools
Oh, okay.
into one, but also privileged in the sense that we're putting her in 3 days and my parents and my in-laws are going to take on the other days.
Oh, nice.
So I think it'll be good grandparent time for her, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's so great. Wow.
I know.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like having the boys home and off for 3 months. I already feel like I can't make magic for them, and I only have to find a few hours a day to do that. And so what's going to happen when we have 3 whole months?
I know. It's honestly terrifying. I think we already have enough pressure to make core memories, to make magic.
Yep.
And now the internet's favorite obsession seems to be giving your kids a nostalgic 90s summer. Like, what even is that?
It sounds great, but it is literally everything society has working against us. And to your point, we already have enough pressure. And as a society, we're not set up for success to give a 90s nostalgic summer. We have everything opposite now. We have electronics. We have constant entertainment. We have supervision. You have to always have eyes on your kid. You can't let them out of your sight. And it just feels impossible. But yet here we are trying to figure that out, trying to make the best summer for our kids.
You're right. I mean, there's the safety realities. Life is not what it used to be when we were growing up in the summertime. There's screen time that's necessary because we are still working moms. We don't get the summers off. Plus, there's trying to make sure that our kids know how to independently play without us losing our
Oh,
minds or them losing their minds.
I think that there are definitely a lot of pros and cons to this that we need to break down.
Can we just go back to our summers as kids? I
Oh boy.
mean, I was trying to think about what summers were like growing up. And I don't know about you, I somehow blacked out like all of my childhood.
Same.
So when I really think about it, my mom worked in a school. So she had her summers off. My dad worked full time. And our summers, my mom was not entertaining us all of the time. When I think back to what we did every summer we'd go strawberry picking. My
Cute.
mom loved the beach, so we'd go to the beach as much as possible. My whole mom's side of the family lives on a lake, so I know we used to go do that. But I think it was a lot of my brother and I riding our bikes outside
Mhm.
by ourselves
Mhm.
and running through a sprinkler, maybe?
Yes, check and check. I have to say, it's actually kind of comforting to remember how little we remember because sounds like you had a great childhood. You just don't remember it. So, no matter what, maybe our kids just won't remember it either.
Right.
But no, I agree totally. So my mom stayed home for a while. She went back to work, I think, when we were in either elementary or middle school. Yeah, she didn't sit in the house and play with us. She didn't come out in the backyard with a baseball and throw it. It was we were playing on the jungle gym. The neighborhood kids would come out and we would play tag and it- we would go into a dirt pit and be explorers. I mean, truly, we found anything to make fun, to make a game. But the one thing I feel like is constant for both of us is we were always outside. We were
Yeah.
always outside. And then I'm sure our moms were just inside getting shit done like they needed to.
Totally. Totally. It's insane. And so I guess to think and to know we don't have our summers off. We are
I
still
know.
working 9 to 5.
It's like with every step of parenting, right? From becoming a new parent and then bringing a second one in, I feel like the summers are going to be a whole new chapter of finding ourselves, finding our groove. What does this look like for our family that might look different from other families? Because you're right. It is really hard. It's hard to want to give your children these memories and make it special because summer to them is magical. But to us, it's just another day at work. It's just sunny outside. And it kind of re-engages that that fury in me of like we just live to work sometimes. It's like, come on, you got for 3 months, we can't just maybe do half days or 4-day weeks. I know some companies, at my last company, we had summer Fridays.
That's so
So I think it
nice.
was 4 or 5 Fridays a month. I'm sorry, for the summer, you got to just take off. It did count towards your PTO or anything. I don't feel comfortable sending the boys out in the backyard while I'm working in here. That makes me nervous. Is that a me thing or is that our generation?
I think it's the reality. I think we are raising our kids in a completely different generation. I think the reality is we have 4-year-olds and 2-year-olds who cannot be alone outside right now, which just makes things more difficult. And there are real safety concerns. I mean, I think not everybody has access to a backyard or a fenced in backyard or a neighborhood where they know all of their neighbors and they'd feel safe letting their kids just kind of play outside or with the other kids. Or I think there's so many factors at play that make giving our kids the 90s summer just unattainable.
I love that word. It does. It feels unattainable. It's not the society we live in. I think back to where I mean, I had to have been older, maybe middle school, elementary. I don't know, older elementary. But I remember just like, there's no way for our parents to even contact us,
No.
right? Like, I'm just not there. You look outside. Nope, Gina's not there. Hopefully everything is all good. It's more insane to me, not that they let us do that, but that it didn't give them a coronary to not know our whereabouts. That to me is what's so unsettling. What type of safety and security and conditioning did you get to just be okay with not knowing if I'm alive or dead and having no way to reach me, you know? I mean, I guess in theory, you're like, oh, I'm going to so and so's house. But I vividly remember these like, what's the escape the flag? Is that it? Did you play that game?
Capture the flag?
Capture the flag. I was like, escape the flag.
Gina was trying to escape the flag.
I was. We would play capture the flag and tag and all this stuff. So we wouldn't even be at a house. We'd be just like running around the neighborhood.
Yes.
And then the lights would, start to get dark. And it's like, all right, time to go home and eat dinner. This is probably why we're so independent as a generation, because we were literally on our own since childhood.
I agree. So how do we tap into some of the things we loved about our summers in the 90s that feel good? Like, I think teaching our kids independence and how to independently play are super important skills for them to have.
Yep.
So how can we do that while keeping them safe?
It's a great question. It's funny that we're talking about this because I feel like I had an experience happen recently in which I, looking back, felt like, for me, a good middle ground. So, I have the sunroom in the back of the house. It's all windows, so you can clearly see into the backyard. We don't have a full fenced in yard yet. We're actually getting one next month. But right behind us are neighbors who have 2 young kids as well. And we've met them. The kids have played. But every time the kids play, I'm like out there with them. I'm either sitting with their mom talking, or I'm just kind of monitoring. So the other day, she texted me and she said, hey, the kids are out. We have a bounce house if Leo and Jonah want to come play. And I thought about it for a minute and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to go out there. I can see from where I'm sitting, there's another mom. Like, me going out there just feels overkill. It's not like, hey, come over and have a glass of wine. It's like, no, like, do you want your kids to come play in a bounce house? Yes, I'd love for my kids to go play in a bounce house. And so I sent them outside. I told Leo to look after his brother. And it was the cutest thing because they're running over right to the bounce house and you see Leo take off his shoes and then he's talking to Jonah and then Jonah sits down and he's helping Jonah take off his shoes. I know. I was like, this is so cute. And the 4 of them, between the, 2 sets of kids, the 4 of them were having a ball. They were just laughing and running and climbing. And I actually thought to myself, I'm like, wow, this feels like a memory from my childhood. And the reason I highlight this is because I was still very much clocked in. I mean, yeah, like, did I go to the kitchen and grab a couple of things? Sure. My eyes were not on them 24/7, but it felt like a good middle ground to at least kind of have a pulse, make sure every once in a while if I was hearing screams, were they happy screams or was something wrong?
Yeah.
But again, just like knowing that a mom was there. And then, she texted me. She's like, hey, can I give the kids watermelon? I'm like, yep. Feed them. Do whatever you want. Send them back fed and ready for bed. It was really cool. So I think that would be my POV on potentially finding that balance.
I like that. So, as you know, we don't have a yard, which I'm okay with because you know what? It forces us to get out of the house more. because then we have to go to a playground or we just have to walk around kind of the communal area or get to the beach or whatever it may be. And so I think I appreciate that our default isn't to be at the house
Yes.
all the time, which I think is good for everyone. My examples are a little bit different, but at the beach, just kind of letting them be free range chickens and do their own thing
Love that.
is great, and they can entertain themselves, and that's been really nice. Both of the kids are really into riding their bikes right now.
Oh.
It's very cute, and so we will just let them ride around the neighborhood, and we'll sit and kind of just we'll have eyes on them, but we
Yeah.
let them kind of
Yeah.
go about their business. And I have to say too, they are playing so much better together right now, and I think that's really good. They're not looking for us to entertain them. They're not asking us to participate. They're just truly enjoying playing together.
Mhm.
And with that comes conflict, which I think is another piece of everything in the sense that I don't know about you, but I have been reading a lot about conflict and conflict resolution and how important of a skill that is.
Mhm.
And I think boredom and independent play is an important time for them to start kind of honing some of these skills. But I remember growing up, you almost had this sense that, because we both have older brothers,
Mm.
if there was a conflict, the older, more responsible brother should mitigate or kind of
Mhm.
take ownership or lead the way.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of what I'm reading right now is you are providing the guardrails and safety, like boundaries for them,
Mhm.
but they need to talk it out. They need to resolve conflict on their own.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but I have noticed, or I do notice all the time, as soon as one of the kids is freaking out about something, I always go and try and
Mhm.
intervene and be
Mhm.
like, okay, let's talk it out. Who had what? What's the
Mhm.
problem? And I'm trying to be more hands off now.
Yeah.
Think, okay, use your words.
Yep.
What happened? Talk it out. Ask. And honestly, I swear to God, even just doing that diffuses the situation.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I too have been trying to you watch The Office, right? I always forget.
Yes.
Okay. So you know the episode where it was either a new fax machine or new office chairs?
Yes.
I'm taking the Michael Scott approach and I go, I'm not doing either. You two come to an agreement. So, for example, if they're fighting over a show, if they're fighting over a song, I go, well, it stays off until you guys got to work this out, work it out. And sometimes I got to help. I'll be like, hey, Leo, maybe you should trade, or maybe you should take a turn, and then he can take a turn. Like, right, like I'm trying to help them kind of think
Yes.
like that, but. Exactly what you're saying. If I feel like there's physical conflict is usually where I will absolutely get involved. But yeah, when they're just like, no, mommy, I want it, mommy, I want it. And I'm like, don't ask me. I'm not picking. You guys got
Yep.
to work it out. And to your point, not only, it's funny, I hadn't even thought of it as a skill as so much as I was just like, oh, this is working. I was like, woohoo. So yeah, no, that's so true. And you know what's interesting too? When you brought up conflict, I thought about conflict outside of siblings, meaning when the kids are playing with other kids at a park and that kid pushes them down or tells them, no, you can't play with me. That is an area where I feel very novice and where I really need to figure it out. We were at this brewery not that long ago. Katie and Nate and Wes were there with us. And across yonder was this tractor, uh, like the back of a tractor. And so there was these kids going on and off, kids that we don't know. And Leo was just standing at the bottom of the stairs for a long time, looking up at them. obviously that he was too far away. I didn't know if they were talking. My mind started spinning. I'm like, are they telling him no? Are they and this is where I get too attached, is this feeling of like, oh my God, they better not be being mean to him. Like, that's so, I don't want to see my baby in pain and feel bad, especially knowing how sensitive Leo can be. And it took everything in me not to just go over there. But I have to put him in situations where he will get rejected because that's life. I mean, that's life. And, when he comes up to me and is like, I'm scared to ask. I was like, just ask. And then I see this kid be like, no. I'm like, sorry, buddy, I just threw you into the fire. But it's an important skill to teach them. And I think if we were there, if I was standing right behind him, I might have been like, come on, Leo, let's go over here. Or I might have just walked him up without even talking to the kids. So especially as they get older, especially as they're getting into elementary school, that's going to become something really important. I think Debbie said it to me. She goes, you can't prevent these things from happening. So you have to teach them what to do when they happen.
I love that. I love that reframe. And what I actually also loved about our kindergarten orientation is they spent a lot of time talking about the social norms and emotional kind of intelligence aspect of what they
Mhm.
teach in kindergarten versus pushing on academics because, I mean, let's be real, it's kindergarten and
Mhm.
there's a lot that they're going to figure out. And I completely agree and love that you didn't go intervene. And that's huge because it's so difficult to watch. And I think some of the things we started having conversations with Zoe about are what makes a good friend? How do you know someone wants to be your friend? How do
Mhm.
you know you want to be somebody's friend? And
Mhm.
starting to recognize, oh, do they have a, princess lunchbox and you love princesses? And could you say, I love your princess lunchbox. Like, hi, I'm Zoe. Like how
Yeah,
do you,
like,
you
right, like,
know?
how do you introduce yeah, that's such a good point. I also think a lot of it is watching behavior, like watching you and Tyler, how you guys greet people, how you talk to people. Every time I go up to a cashier, I'm always like, "Hi, how are you?" or whatever. And so I'm somewhere with Leo and we go into, like we're checking out a library book and he'll just be like, "Hi, how are you?"
Oh, I
But
love that.
it's right. So I think having parents who show that by their own actions is also going to help our kids just naturally kind of figure those things out.
Yes. And I think you're already making me feel better about putting pressure on us this summer or for summers in the future because what I'm hearing is they're learning best from watching us model the behavior that they need to learn.
I hear it too. But
So we just need to integrate them into
yes.
our lives and
Yep.
what we're already doing
Yep.
versus being so focused on giving them this Instagram perfect
You're right.
summer to write home about.
I mean, I think we both agree it's detrimental to adapt so much to their comfort and their needs. Perfect example, I had a parent-teacher conference, and Leo's teacher is like, "Leo's the mayor. Everybody loves Leo. He says something, everybody laughs. He does something, everybody wants to do it." And I was like, "Oh," and she said something like, "But it's funny, when we go outside to play, he'll come up to me and be like, 'They don't wanna play with me. They don't wanna play with me.'" And I asked her, I was like, "Well, do they not wanna play with him?" She's like, "No, that's the thing. They do wanna play with him. They all wanna play with him. He just is, like, almost, like, proactively telling himself, like, 'Oh, it's not even worth it because 'cause they're gonna say no.'" And let me tell you that it's so sad, but so validating because that was me as a kid. That was so me as a kid. I hated rejection. We think Leo has ADHD. He's borderline as of right now. I mean, he's only 4, but you have to fill out those questionnaires. The doctor's like, yeah, he's pretty borderline. So we're just going to roll with this, that he has ADHD. Within the ADHD diagnosis, there's what's called rejection sensitivity dysphoria. And it's a true, like, the way you might feel without it, somebody telling you no, you might be able to say, "Okay, all right, whatever, next time maybe," or like, and it's just like a fleeting thought. For somebody with RSD, i.e. me, it is devastating. Like, it causes you to think, "Oh my god, nobody likes me. I'm so unlikable. Why does anybody wanna be my friend?" I mean, it truly sends you into a spiral. And, the perfect example I have of this, not wanting to hear people tell me they wanna get off the phone because it felt like I wasn't entertaining them enough or something. So whenever they would be like, "All right, well," like, I knew it was coming, I would go, "Okay, I gotta go." So I would do that.
Okay.
It's crazy, right? So anyway,
No, it makes sense.
Leo, I think, is definitely embarking on that RSD journey. And so the teacher said, she's like, "You need to put him in situations where he gets rejected. Like, he has to experience it. He has to have exposure." And so, yeah, that's been something Chris and I have been talking about doing. And funny enough, we had his first tennis lesson through like our, community park district tennis classes. And the teachers were not very hands-on. They're like high school kids, you know. It was kinda like, "Okay, bounce your ball," and then that was it. Like, no one was going around helping them, and Leo looked distraught. Like, he was just standing there. He tried a couple times, it didn't work, and he was just looking around. And so, after a few more minutes of just being petrified, I walked over, I was like, "Hey, what's up? Why do you wanna try?" He's like, "I don't know how." And it's, like, almost like he didn't
Mm,
even wanna try and fail,
yeah.
which actually pisses me off because I am doing everything in my power to not make him feel like this. Like, why does he feel like this? Why? I've never, ever, ever expected perfection out of him. But I think, right, it just goes back to sometimes that's just like how we're wired. It's how we're built. And so I very much relate to that. But yeah, I need to put him more in situations where mommy doesn't come to the rescue. If kid's being mean, it's like, okay, well, here's why we shouldn't listen. And I guess sometimes actually, now that I'm thinking about it, all these things are flooding into my memory. There's a kid at school, his name is Harrison's Leo, one of Leo's, like, best friends in the school, and so we'll be coloring, Leo and I, at home, and he's like, "I'm gonna give this picture to Harry," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so sweet," and then he'll get out of the lines, and he'll go, "Oh, no," and I'm like, "Buddy, it's okay. I think it's awesome. Look," and then, I'll go out of my lines too, and he goes, "No, Harry tells me he doesn't like it whenever my pictures are out of the lines."
Harry.
I know, and so I'm like, "All right, who's this fucking Harry kid?" No, I'm kidding. But I say to him, I go, "Well, why does it matter what Harry thinks?" And he goes, "'Cause I want him to like me."
Mm,
And I'm like, "Oh," I try to go into, right, like, "Hey, not everybody's gonna like you. That's just something that's gonna happen." And so, I guess the reason I bring this up is because without kind of digging in to that fear of rejection and actually trying to understand the root behind it, I would have never had that conversation with him. Do I think that that just completely changed his perspective? No. But at least I know now, like, he has this fear of being accepted. He wants to be liked. He doesn't like to be rejected. And so I think where I, as a mom, where I need to, put my energy is into, okay, you've been rejected. He doesn't like you. You were made fun of. Now what?
yeah. No, that's huge. I mean, one, you should give yourself a ton of credit for recognizing, for not trying to make it all go away or fix it or, save him, to sit
Thank
in the
you.
discomfort and have those hard conversations because they are hard conversations to have. And I don't think, I'm guessing a lot of parents don't recognize the opportunity to have those conversations, or what I feel a lot of the time is an opportunity arises, but I haven't prepared for what I'm going to say.
Yep.
And so I stumble or don't love how this teaching moment comes across. And I'm like,
Yes.
shit, did it land how I wanted it to land? And I think it's a good reminder for me to, I think I need to do a writing exercise. I think I need to
Yeah.
actually think about the situation, write down how I would respond or what I want the takeaway to be, and then look for opportunities to practice those conversations.
I think that's brilliant. I couldn't agree more. Where it's normally, right, with parenting, you kind of wait until the problem comes and then deal with it. Whereas, yeah, same thing. I hear something about whatever, and I'm like, oh God. Like, Leo was asking how babies were made. I was like, God puts a baby in our belly. He's like, yeah, but like, how?
How?
And he goes, how did I come out of you? And I was like, I pushed you out. He's like, out of where though? Like the kid's drilling me. And I'm like,
Oh
I
my
haven't thought about how I want to answer this. Stop. And it's, I always heard like if kids are asking, you're not supposed to just say, oh, I'll tell you when you're older, because clearly they're either thinking about it, hearing it. So it's better to come from you than them go ask their friends. And they're like, oh yeah, my mama has you out of your butthole. Like who the fuck knows? But yeah, so I love that approach, and I think I might try and do something similar.
Oh, we just took like a full 180. We went from
I know.
giving our kids a magical summer to here's these life skills and rejection and all of the hardships you're going to experience. Let's prepare you for them.
It's very on brand for just our lives.
We can't just keep it high level.
I know.
What is your take on screen time this summer?
Screen time is, to me, the worst thing that's ever happened to our society. Don't get me wrong. I'm not above screen. I love screens. I'm on my phone constantly. And that's why I think it's awful, because I am addicted to the screens. I always want to put my kids in front of a TV. There's two places where I feel the most, I guess, affected or afraid to be affected by screens is at school. It is insane to me that they don't write in notebooks. They have computers.
Wait, your daycare?
No, sorry. No. Elementary.
Like, oh my God.
Elementary. They don't have, they bring laptops in and type. Like, what?
I think they said 3rd grade for our school is when they bring them in.
Even so.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I get it, right? I'm not above it. I'm just like, I just can't imagine having a computer as a 3rd grader. And, with AI, and it's like, are you even going to think? Because you're going to Google. I Google everything. The minute a question pops into my head, Google. What's the answer? Or Chat GPT. It's just like everything is handed to us on a silver platter. And so I do worry about what that's going to look like down the road. Because, we're, as millennials, we're on the cusp of no screens to screens, whereas our Gen Alpha kids are going to be 100% screens. So that's definitely one place. But the other one is, I feel like screen time is almost an excuse for kids to not have like very well developed social skills. I've seen it where it's like, they don't make eye contact. They don't know how to shake your hand. They don't know how to, hi, Mr. and Mrs. And it's acceptable. And for me, it's not. I'm not talking this age. I'm talking older, more like middle school, high school, stuff like that. But like, you need to be able to have an in-person conversation and not be like, oh my God, this has never happened to me before. I've never talked to a person in person, because everything's through screens. I mean, I'm thinking about PlayStation. You talk to people through there. Texting. Don't even get me started. We can have a whole episode on freaking Snapchat and that kind of shit. We're not going to go down that road. I think if we're looking at pros and cons, I think there's more cons with screen time.
I think I would agree. And I think you're going more so on a portable device versus just TV. Or are you lumping them both together?
No, I guess a little bit of both. But yeah, I think more heavily portable. But at home, something that we're going to do with our kids that my parents did, no TVs in the room, in their bedrooms. They'll never come out.
Yeah.
We have one TV. We have one house computer. No, just endless, like the freedom. There's so much freedom around it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think I'm with you. A movie after a long week or a movie on the weekend. If you need to take a break or get some stuff done, I am here for it. I'm all about it. I think we are so active and always on the move that I'm not going to feel bad about putting my kids in front of a screen when we all need a break.
Mhm.
I'm totally with you as it comes to portable devices and thoughts on the computer and TV and phones as they get older, because you're right. It can be so damaging in so many ways. And there's studies coming out that are proving
Yeah.
how damaging social media can be for
Ugh.
certain age groups. And I truly hope there is more banning of social media for younger kids because, I mean, we've talked about how it
Yes.
impacts our self-esteem and our self-worth and comparison and all of this. And for young minds that are still developing,
Yeah.
let's just take that out of the equation. There's enough hard things. There's enough skills and, developmental areas they need to navigate outside of having these external influences. So, I'm totally with you. My one thing is I remember how much I hated the family computer, and, like,
Yep.
ours was in the kitchen, and I swear to God, my mom would be reading over my shoulder while I was, like,
While you're
AIM
trying to aim,
aiming.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
aiming
like,
your crush and, like, putting
yes.
emo song lyrics in your profile.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
remember it's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on the internet," and you would dial up,
Dial up
and
and the
then
noise.
and then your mom would be like, "Okay, I need to make a phone call. You have 5 more minutes." Oh my god. Yeah, no, I hear you on all of that. It's, my hope for the future is that similar to how as millennials, the Polaroids, record players, like, that all became
Yes.
cool, I'm hoping not having screens is cool. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, like, I don't have a TV in my house, like, we don't watch TV, we just feel the vibes." Like, that's what I'm kinda hoping for, so but until then, TV is very much a part of our routine as well.
Yes.
I almost think that, at least recently with Leo, when it became, "No, you can't watch TV until this or that," or whatever the case, it almost became, like, novel, and the obsession grew even more because it was so limited.
Yeah.
So I've gotten a lot more flexible with just like, "Sure, watch 30 minutes, whatever. I gotta make dinner."
Yeah.
Going down memory lane is always fun, and just to think about the difference between how we grew up and how we're raising our kids, but also the similarities and, like, what we're bringing from our childhoods into their lives, and then you wonder, what are they gonna do for their kids one day? So thank you. Thank you for talking about this with me. I think I have taken away s a lot in the sense of releasing the pressure a little bit, like we always try to do, and just let my kids experience life as a guide and not as a line of defense.
I love that. That's perfect. And let's stop chasing those highlight reels this
Yep.
summer.
Yep.
Let's just take it day by day. Let's let our kids be bored. Let them fight. Let them resolve and see how it goes.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll turn out like us, but just slightly better. And let us know. What are you bringing? What are you bringing from your childhood into your kids' lives? We'd love to hear it.
And speaking of better versions of ourselves, Gina and I are taking a short pause this summer to bring you season 2 of Grace Never Heard of Her. So, with that, it's an official wrap of our first ever season 1.
Unbelievable, Maddie. I can't believe it.
I can't either. This is looking back after 24 episodes.
No. 24? Wow.
I know. When we first pressed record and went about this journey, we were just two moms in survival mode, trying to navigate all of life's chaos and challenges really wishing that we had a community of other women and moms so we didn't feel alone.
And truly in awe of what it became. We want to take a moment and just give a massive thank you to every single one of you tuning in, downloading, sharing, showing up in our DMs, coming on as a guest. You have made this season a bigger success than we could have ever dreamed of.
We have truly loved building this community and bringing those tough, unfiltered conversations to life. From diving deep into the realities of postpartum, what NICU life looks like, and pulling back the curtain on what doing the hard work actually means and looks like when you're trying to heal and raise tiny humans.
To our opinions about Elf on the Shelf, tackling toxic beauty standards, or just admitting that we absolutely do not miss our kids while they're sleeping. Thank you for being so incredibly vulnerable with us, for normalizing this chaotic mess, and for being there through all of it.
You have shown us that none of us have to do this alone. And to make sure we keep bringing you that same real honesty, Gina and I are taking a pause over the summer to give ourselves the opportunity to rest, reset, and prepare for season 2. We're already working behind the scenes to bring you more exciting guests and even more impactful stories.
But don't worry, we're not going too far because we can't actually handle 2 full months of silence. So we decided each week we'll be connecting with you all still via social media. We're bringing you a brand new summer series called Grace Notes.
Think of this as your weekly unfiltered look into our real lives, where we show you exactly how we're giving ourselves grace in difficult moments or completely failing at it. And we may even have a few fun, unhinged bonus series to drop on social media just to keep your summer interesting.
So make sure you're following us. On Instagram, our handle is at GraceWhoPod. That's at GraceWho, WHO pod, so that you don't miss any of this.
Get ready for season 2 of Grace Never Heard of Her, and we hope you have the happiest, most low-effort summer.
And while our search for grace continues through the summer chaos, let's at least try to find a little joy in between. See you on the gram.